Okay, just get myself situated. All right, let's get some ambience going. Go with my favorite color, blue. Here we are. There we got some lighting in the background. I could hook these up on my walls, but all right, come on in, friends. Come on in. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the bell. We're going to be talking about something really powerful this evening. We are diving into something really powerful. It's actually something I recently learned myself, and consciousness of things is the key to transformation. So we are going to be talking about the hidden stress patterns that keep us exhausted, stuck, overwhelmed, even when you're trying to do all the right things to calm down. So that's what we're going to be diving into this evening. If you do not know who I am, let me introduce myself to you. Phoenix Rose is my pen name, as I'm currently working on my first book. So my real name is Jillian, and I live and have grown up in Connecticut. The only other place I've lived in my life is in Missouri for 3 months, and I had one of my 6 children that was born there when I was married to their father. I am self-employed. I do jewelry and nutrition. I've been self-employed for 10 years. I homeschool my 2 younger children, and I have one more child that is still in the school system. Caleb is going to be graduating hopefully here in 2 years, and then I have another child still in my home outside of those 3, my daughter, who is now enrolled in college, and then 2 other adult children. So as you can imagine, plus I have 2 fur babies. As you can imagine, I live a very busy life. And so to me, when I realized the epiphany of what I'm about to share with you guys, it's amazing. And just from practicing it the last couple of days, I can feel myself already in a place of more awareness, calmness, and less chaos as I juggle everything that needs to be juggled here with my family and those in my home and in my business and in my entire world. So I really hope that this is going to help you just as much so as we dive into the hidden stress patterns that keep us feeling exhausted and overwhelmed at times, okay? I'm going to be talking about the loops that our brain will run actually on autopilot without us even realizing it. And because of this, it makes it almost impossible to actually reset our nervous system until we actually see the things I'm going to talk about, right? And I get it. I live this life, man. I live it. And if you've been feeling burned out or stretched thin, this is going to help you a lot, I can promise you. And even if it feels like no matter what you do, you can't relax, this is going to help you. So this live is for you. So before we dive in, I know there's only one of you watching, and more are definitely going to come. But if you would like to engage with me, I love that. Drop in the chat on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst, how stressed you might be right now. For me, to be honest with you, if I were to say right now to you guys on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed am I right now, it would be a 2. But if you would have asked me this at 5 o'clock this evening, so I'm Eastern time in the United States, right now it's 7:40 p.m. If you would have asked me this at 5 p.m., I would have said I'm up to a 10. Sakyo, I love you. So see, we have a 4. So there's no judgment here, just be honest. 1 to 10, what's your stress level right now? Because remember, it always changes. That's the good thing about emotions and stress. So let me share something personal. Growing up, I lived a very, very busy, non-stop life. I had to go a lot of places all the time. I remember this. There was a lot of running around. I had to juggle school. I had my little sister, my big sister. We had activities. We had responsibilities. And that go, go, go energy actually became normal for me since I was young. And if you fast forward to today in my life, I've got my family. I have my dogs, I have my business, I have all the bills. I'm managing all of it on my own. And guess what? My body is still wired like that kid who had to be everywhere at once. So I realized something huge just a few days ago. And that is, if I don't intentionally reset my nervous system, my body will keep thinking we're in survival mode. And most of the time we're not, guys, like ever. But this is what our body does. Does anyone else feel like you've been on autopilot since you were a kid? Put a thumbs up in the chat. Do you feel like you might have been running on autopilot since you've been a kid? Thumbs up, let me know. We're going to go into now the invisible stress loops. These are the things that are literally eye-opening. That's good, Sakyo. You're blessed. You are so blessed. So we're going into the invisible stress loops, and these are patterns that your brain runs on automatically. I call them literally invisible stress loops because you don't realize that it's happening. We don't notice them a lot of the times. Until we notice them, we don't notice them. And so I'm going to share 3 of the common ones and see if any of these relate to you. First, it's the mental replay mode. This is when you replay the same problems over. Oh my gosh. And if this one hits you, put an A in the chat because it's going to go ABC. Mental replay mode is A. I'm just laughing. Let me know if these hit you. With A, well, listen through. You play the same problems over and over in your head. You think about your relationships or your bills or work or kids or anything replays over and over in your head. And your brain thinks if it keeps cycling through the thought, it's going to solve the thought. But it actually just keeps you stuck. If this is one you have, put an A in the chat. I used to have this one. Big time. I used to all the time have mental replay in my brain. I used to be A. Now we're going to go to B. And if this one resonates, please drop a B in the chat. This is called survival wiring. So if you grew up with chaos, that's why I started giggling, Sakyo. If you grew up with chaos or constant pressure or activity that was nonstop, your body thinks that calm is the same thing as being unsafe. So it will create drama or seek stress unconsciously, right? So for me, growing up constantly busy, it trained my body to expect nonstop motion. And so now even when I try to rest, my brain starts scanning for the next fire to put out. It's pretty eye-opening. B is 1 for me. I'm a B. We're going to also go to C, emotional borrowing. This is when you unconsciously take on everyone else's energy, your family, friends, coworkers. It could be even through social media. And you carry stress that isn't even yours. That's C. Put C in the chat if you have that one. I still sometimes can have this one. I connect with people a lot on my social media because of my businesses. And at times I can feel myself, if somebody's venting to me, take on the weight of it. So for me, mine are A and C. So be real with me, guys. Which one out of A, B, or C sounds most like you right now? Replay mode, survival wiring, or the taking on everyone's energy? I'm also now going to go into 5 hidden stress triggers. These are silent stressors that sneak up on us every single day. Definitely A, yeah. So some of these triggers, here we go, guys. We get these happen to all of us. Constant notifications. When I was 10 years old, I didn't have this stress trigger. We didn't have in the internet like this, cell phones like this. We had a pager, but that wasn't even a stress trigger. That thing barely went off when I had a pager at 16. So like every little ding on your phone triggers a mini stress response. It does. If your phone is on, every little ding gives you a stress response. Oh my gosh, who is that? What is this? What is this? What is this? So here's a tip. I do this on my own device. To turn off any non-essential notifications for 24 hours and see how you feel. I do mine. It starts in the evening. A lot of time throughout the day, I put it on silent because I know now my body is subconsciously going into fight or flight mode because of all these notifications. It will be a huge help, okay? Here's a second hidden stress trigger. It's called decision overload, and it's we make like thousands of tiny decisions all the time daily, and that decision fatigue quietly burns out your brain, right? This resonates with me having to deal with all that I deal with. So a tip is to pre-plan something small that you have to do, like a breakfast for tomorrow for the family, the clothes the kids need to wear if you're a parent, so that you can give yourself a break. to pre-plan. I'm the queen of sticky notes. If I have something to do that day, I have sticky notes all over. When I do the task, I get rid of the sticky note. I go through so many sticky notes. I live on my alarm, calendar, and sticky notes. 3, energy leaks. Saying yes when you want to say no. Helping everyone but yourself. And this can be extremely draining. Here's a tip if you get stuck in the energy leaks. Pick one thing this week to say no to and protect your energy. Even just doing that alone will help you a lot. Here's number 4, the comparison trap. So you're scrolling on social media. It can be through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anything. And then your brain compares without you even realizing it. And your stress spikes. So to help with this one, you can literally set like yourself a 5 or a 10-minute timer when you're scrolling through, checking social media out before bed or whatever you do, wherever you are, and be intentional with what you're looking at. Don't get lost in the feed. Literally I just saw 11:11 when I said that. Be intentional with what you're taking in. Okay. And then number 5 is unspoken expectations. This is when you're carrying invisible pressure. So as a parent or a friend or whatever you are, everybody can do this too. You can carry invisible pressure without even realizing it and questioning it. So for me, I manage my family, I manage my dogs, my bills, my business, and I do it all on my own. And sometimes I catch myself expecting perfection for myself without even realizing it. Because I feel like if I don't do this and this and this, it's not going to be done right. Or the money's not going to come in, or the bill's not going to get paid, or the dogs, or whatever. Do it to myself all the time. But when you're conscious of it, you can change it. So out of all 5 of these, which one hits home for you? You can drop a 1 in the chat if it was for constant notifications, a 2 if it's for decision overload, a 3 if you find yourself with the energy leaks from people, a 4 if you find yourself in the comparison traps, and a 5 with unexpected expectations. We're going to now talk about the 3-step pattern breaker. It's my favorite simple tool for catching these loops before they spiral. It's called notice, name, and neutralize. It's so cool, Saku, because I know you so well. I love it. So here's a breakdown. We're going to notice, you pause, and you catch yourself. And you're like, okay, I'm spiraling right now. Then you're going to name, you're going to label the pattern. This is me replaying a fight from 3 days ago. And then you're going to neutralize. And you're going to say, what's one thing I can control right now? Okay. So for example, last week I was stressing over my bills because I was down sick. I had strep throat. I couldn't go live. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get any of the work done that I always do. My brain started racing and I caught it and I said, okay, this is me spinning. I named it. I realized I was kind of losing it in my head. And then I neutralized it and I picked one small thing that I could do when I felt better. I set up a payment reminder. I put the sticky notes on the table. These bills are due. I planned my next party when I started feeling better for my live shows to make money. And instantly by doing this, I felt lighter. So put a check mark in the chat or something like that if you're going to try this for yourself, because that's awesome. And then I just want to talk about why stress feels endless. Because here's the wild part, okay? Even when life gets better, your body can still feel stressed. Literally, your life could get way better, but your body could still feel stress. That's because your nervous system can literally get addicted to survival mode. If chaos was normal growing up for you, or if you were always running and moving and managing a million things in your life, peace can actually feel uncomfortable at first. It did for me. And that's why a lot of us, without even realizing it, guys, we create micro stress to match what feels familiar until we become conscious of it and make these changes. So this hit me so hard when I realized it, because I've been juggling like everything, the kids, the dogs, the businesses, the appointments for everybody, everything. So my brain expects me to constantly be solving something or doing something or fixing something. No wonder it's hard to relax, right? I just saw 444 in my timer as I said that, 1444. Does anybody else ever feel like your nervous system just doesn't know how to rest? Sometimes, right? So Yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. We covered why stress sticks, the hidden triggers, and my favorite 3-step pattern breaker to stop spirals fast. And I actually did a YouTube short about this earlier too, because I'm so passionate about it. If this helped you, please hit like and subscribe, and you can share it possibly in the future with someone who might need it. I feel like people need this sometimes without even realizing it. So, and maybe next week, if I can make the time for it, which I hopefully will, we can maybe dive into why your triggers feel so big when you're triggered. We'll see. So it was nice to come on and see you guys. I always love it. And I always love just spending time and sharing things about my life that I have learned and that I still implement a lot of these things to this day to stay in a calm and joyful place. Because we can be going through the hardest things in life and still remain with a place of a smile on our face and showing up for the family and friends and people that we're around with love, right? So with that being said, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys, and I appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit the bell. Love you all.